Thanks for the space, mate. Okay, we're on the road. early start this morning. It's not often we're on the road by 7 a.m. But we have something weird to get to, eh, Bonnie? Alright, we just stood outside the Jurassic Ark place. We're really early, we're like an hour ahead of the tour. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know if we're going to go in or if we're just going to waste some time out here and chill. Bonnie hasn't had breakfast yet, but yeah, I'm starting to wonder what the hell I'm getting myself into here.
Jurassic Ark is an open-air demonstration of the theory put forth by young Earth creationists that the Earth and all its life forms appeared no more than 10,000 years ago. Founded by former geologist and self-appointed creation guy John McKay, the aim of the Ark is to challenge visitors' science-influenced preconceptions and beliefs about the origins of the universe, and provide them with enough evidence to question these already established theories. Our tour guide started our re-education by leading us around a platform rimmed with geological specimens. He challenged us to find the difference between the man-made rock specimens and their supposedly ancient counterparts. To us, it was pretty obvious. A sedimentary rock made out of concrete looks vastly less amazing than a sedimentary rock that has compressed millennia into a multitude of layers, each layer telling a story about a certain place and point in history. But I digress. From there, our guide led us over to a series of metal containers where science experiments were being carried out. In the first box dripped man-made stalactites, made possible by a candle wick and hand-tilled mulch. In the next, leaves and fish bones fermented in plastic bags. This was meant to demonstrate how crude oil could be made in a matter of months instead of millions of years. Unfortunately, none of the experiments had yet yielded successful results, or at least results that could be replicated in nature in the same short amounts of time without human interference. After our science lesson, it was finally time to get to the part of the tour we had been waiting for: dinosaurs. Creationists do believe that dinosaurs existed. However, they question the validity of carbon dating and believe that the age of excavated fossils has been grossly over-exaggerated. One bizarre discovery that they cite as an example of this is the dino duck. In 2017, a strange fossil with stubby wing-like appendages, a long neck, and a skull that tapered into a duckbill was excavated in the Gobi Desert. The first fossil of its kind ever discovered, the new species of dinosaur was named Helskiraptor, although its strange appearance quickly earned it the moniker Dino Duck. To the creationists, this discovery offered valid proof that dinosaurs were alive within the last 10,000 years and lived alongside modern, recognizable species. After a few Bible stories and an overly long explanation of the true size of Noah's Ark, our guide sussed out that we were atheists and immediately stopped his retelling of the Great Flood and took us instead to a collection of ammonite fossils. With our cover blown, the tour ended uncomfortably, and we cycled onwards to Gympie, eager to re-educate ourselves.
After losing nearly 4 hours of our lives, that's right, 4 hours, we were back on the road, and what an awful road it was. We were headed for Gympie, and the section of the Bruce Highway leading into the town was currently subject to extensive roadworks. But this was a price that we were willing to pay for what we had in store next. Hilarious. Should we stop here and have a quick bite to eat before we go in? Alright, you may have been fooled into thinking that we were coming here to go to the Wood Museum. However, through the Wood Museum is a lesser known oddity, the Gympie Bone Museum, which is where we're headed after lunch.
After a morning of pseudoscience, the Gympie Bone Museum was a welcome relief. Equal parts scientific, quirky, and macabre, the majority of the specimens here are not in conventional display cases, allowing visitors to get up close and personal. And every skeleton has a story. Like Caramel the guinea pig, whose untimely accidental death allowed his grieving family, the Robinsons, to claim a corner of the museum as a mausoleum of sorts for 3 more of their deceased pets, including 2 blue heelers and a cow. There is even a racehorse, the extent of whose injuries hint at a life of trophies, ribbons, and excruciating pain. And the museum wouldn't be complete without Roger, who served as a medical skeleton in the 1950s. Everything on display was skinned, cleaned by carrion beetles, then bleached and reassembled by the museum's owners and their devoted team of volunteers.
Alrighty, we have advanced another day. After the Bone Museum there, the plan was to cycle up to a free camp, back the way we came along that crazy highway, up the road, I don't know, I guess like 20 or 30k. But after spending all day in museums, traipsing around and then spending all that time on that chaotic highway, we were spent. So we just spent the night in Gympie. And we just spent this morning cycling through the hills above the town, and yeah, feeling a lot better about today. For the most part, this road's pretty quiet, but soon we're going to be joining the Bruce Highway, which is notorious for being a terrible, terrible road. So yeah, we're just trying to enjoy this while we can. Today's destination is Maryborough, which sounds bizarre, but Maryborough is a town with a Mary Poppins theme. I think from what I understand, there's a statue there, and all the street signs are all have a little icon of Mary Poppins. So that should be great. It's funny, so the warm showers we stayed with before we started the rail trail, their sister lives in Maryborough and has agreed to put us up when we get there. So we'll be heading around there tonight. And after that, tonight we're going to their son's basketball game. He's in the under-18s team, and we agreed to go along with them. So it looks like tonight we're going to watch some basketball. All right, we just joined the Bruce, and for now we've actually got a bit of shoulder. It's a very rough, horrible bit of shoulder, but I'm not sure it's going to last, but for now, we're sort of doing okay-ish. Okay, we just stopped at the little town of Gonalda. Thought we'd come in and get some supplies and stuff, get some snacks, seeing as it's going to be a long day. There's actually a free camp near here. This is where we were considering camping before we decided to call it a day yesterday. We were going to come out here and camp at the free camp, but after cycling all the way here, I'm glad we didn't try and do that last night. I also got an apple. The route that I've got is actually taking us off of the Bruce for a bit. We've come into town and we're going to take the back roads north for a bit. Hopefully that was a good idea. It'll be nice to get away from the traffic, but hopefully we've not made the cycling more difficult. So yeah, I guess we'll just go see how that pans out.